Be me, Amanda, 38, HR Director at CloudSync Solutions for 3 years. Finally, someone was brave enough to come forward. Melissa sat across from me in my office, mascara streaked down her cheeks, hands shaking as she clutched a tissue. 27 marketing coordinator. Been here 8 months. Sweet girl. Always professional. And now this. He touched my shoulder, she said, voice breaking. In the conference room. Said I looked nice today, in this way. You know? I knew. God, did I know. My first job out of college, my boss used to compliment my skirts. Cornered me by the copier once. Hand on my lower back. No one believed me when I reported it. Said I was misinterpreting friendliness. I was 23 and alone and scared, and the system protected him. Never again. Not on my watch. I believe you, I said firmly. You're safe now. Tell me everything. She described 3 incidents over 2 weeks. Jake Richardson, senior developer, 6 years at the company, married with 2 kids. Mr. Nice Guy, everyone loved him. Which made it worse. Predators hide behind likability. Unwanted shoulder touches during project reviews. Comments about her appearance that felt predatory, not professional. Following her to the break room when she was alone. Creating an unsafe environment. I took detailed notes. Didn't question the timeline inconsistencies. Trauma affects memory. Everyone knows that. Scheduled Jake for a meeting the next day. That night, I barely slept. This was it. The boys' club at CloudSync had protected each other for years. 4 men in 2 years had complaints filed against them. Maybe this time we'd actually hold someone accountable. Jake showed up to the meeting confused, scared. Started denying everything before I even finished reading the complaint. I barely interact with Melissa, he said. We're in different departments. That's a common deflection tactic. I cut him off. I have witnesses. I was in client meetings during 2 of those alleged times. Or you're misremembering to protect yourself. He brought a timeline, printed emails, witness statements from 2 women who said they'd never seen inappropriate behavior. I dismissed it as workplace loyalty. No one wants to make waves, risk their own position by contradicting a colleague. When he mentioned getting a lawyer, I knew I was right. Innocent people don't lawyer up immediately. That's aggression, intimidation, classic male response to being held accountable. 10 days. I pushed his termination through in 10 days. Walked him out myself. Watched him pack his desk, hands shaking, eyes red. His career in this industry was probably over. Word spreads? His wife had called me, crying, begging me to reconsider. I'd been professional, but firm. Evidence was evidence. As he carried his box past me, he stopped. You didn't even investigate, he said quietly. You just believed her. I believe women, I replied. He laughed, bitter, broken. I hope you're right about that. I really do. Because if you're not, he shook his head. You just destroyed my life on a lie. I watched him leave, felt righteous, victorious. I'd protected Melissa, protected all the women at CloudSync. That was week 2. Week 4, everything changed. The letter arrived at company legal on a Thursday. Jake's lawyer, expensive, experienced, with an evidence package that made my stomach drop. Security footage, text messages, witness statements. I sat in the general counsel's office while Patricia laid it out, her face carved from ice. The footage showed Melissa approaching Jake multiple times, touching his arm, laughing, leaning in close. Him moving away, maintaining distance. One clip showed her following him to the break room, not the other way around. Text messages, subpoenaed from her friend's phone. Jake's blocking the senior dev promotion, gonna handle it. Watch me get rid of him, LOL. HR director is such a feminist, this'll be easy. I felt sick. 3 witness statements. 2 women confirmed Melissa had talked about getting Jake out of the way for the promotion. A male co-worker saw her practicing looking upset before coming to my office. The timeline proved Jake was in documented client meetings during 2 of the alleged incidents. Did you investigate any of this? Patricia asked. We have to believe women, I said weakly. We can't let one case... One case? Amanda, this is a $400,000 settlement we're cutting today to avoid a lawsuit. She leaned forward. And you want to know what Jake's lawyer said? He has 2 other former employees ready to come forward with similar stories. You've created a pattern. My hands were shaking. I was trying to protect... You were trying to play activist instead of HR professional. There's a difference. The settlement went through by end of day. Jake got his money, legal fees covered, NDA signed. He took it. Just wanted to move on, rebuild his life. Melissa resigned voluntarily with severance to avoid the company suing her or pressing charges. No admission of wrongdoing from CloudSync. Just an internal memo about enhanced investigation procedures. I told myself it was an outlier. One bad actor didn't invalidate the system. Women don't lie about harassment, except apparently sometimes they do, and I'd been too blind to see it. But I was shaken. And I wasn't the only one. The male employees knew. Word spread fast in a company this size. Marcus Williams, Senior Network Engineer, 45. Black, 12 years at CloudSync. David Park, Systems Admin, 29, quiet but brilliant. Tom Morrison, Database Specialist, 32. Chris Patel, Junior Developer, 26. 3 others. They met in the parking lot after work the day the settlement went through. I didn't know it then, but later I'd see their text thread, time-stamped and saved. Marcus. That could have been any of us. Jake's marriage is hanging by a thread, his name's Mud, and he's lucky he had money for a lawyer. David. HR didn't even check the timeline, just believed her instantly. Tom. I've been scared to even talk to women here. Now I know why. Chris. My girlfriend works in marketing. Even she said this place feels dangerous for guys. Marcus made a call that night. Employment lawyer, someone he knew from his last company. By 7 a.m. the next morning, 8 guys met at the coffee shop across the street. By noon, they had a formal proposal. Marcus sent me an email at 12:15 p.m. Request emergency meeting workplace safety concerns. Today, 3 p.m., non-negotiable. I stared at the email. Oh God, are they going to claim they feel unsafe? How predictable. How male. Turning themselves into victims because one time, a woman lied and got caught. I accepted the meeting. Had no idea what was coming. 3 p.m. conference room. Me, Richard, CEO, 52, conflict averse. Patricia, general counsel, 48, calculating, and 7 male employees, plus 1 I didn't expect. Michael, employment lawyer, 50s, expensive suit, no smile. They had printed proposals, PowerPoint slides. This wasn't a complaint. This was a coordinated legal action. Marcus presented. Professional, calm, devastating. Slide 1. Workplace Safety Enhancement Proposal. Slide 2. Current Risk Assessment. He laid it out methodically. 4 male employees terminated or forced to resign under harassment complaints in 24 months. 1 proven false, Jake. 2 others with questionable evidence. 1 investigation I'd sealed, details unavailable. Legal exposure, Kevin's pending lawsuit from 8 months ago. Threatened lawsuits from 2 others. Cost to company, $400,000 for Jake's settlement. Estimated $200,000 to $300,000 for Kevin's case. Male employees reporting hostile work environment. Fear of career-ending false accusations with no due process. I wanted to interrupt, but Richard shot me a look. Let them finish. Slide 3. Proposed solution, complete documentation system. Recording lanyards for all employees. Small device, clips to ID badge, records all workplace conversations during business hours. Red LED indicator light. Encrypted cloud storage, 90-day retention. Cost, $89 per device. 360-degree cameras in all common areas. Conference rooms, open office spaces, break rooms, hallways. Not in bathrooms, private offices, lactation room. Motion activated, timestamp synced with audio. Cost: $12,000 installation, $200 monthly cloud storage. IT department, mostly the guys in this room, would install and maintain it. I couldn't stay quiet anymore. "This is retaliation," I said. "You're trying to intimidate." Marcus spoke over me. "We're trying to protect ourselves. Is that not valid? You're creating a surveillance state. Women will feel watched, uncomfortable, afraid." David, the quiet one, spoke up. "We already feel afraid. One wrong word ends our careers. We watched it happen to Jake." "This is what misogyny looks like when it's organized." I was standing now. "You want to record women like they're criminals?" Tom, calm as anything. "Amanda, you told Jake his discomfort didn't matter when Melissa accused him. You said feelings of safety are paramount. We don't feel safe. Are our feelings less valid because we're men?" Silence. I had no answer to that. Chris leaned forward. "Jake was harassed by a false accusation. No investigation, no due process, just fired. His wife thought he cheated. His kids heard the rumors at school. He's got actual PTSD about his career now. We want due process. For everyone." Slide 4. Their lawyer spoke. "In this state, one-party consent for recording. This is legal. Several tech. Companies have implemented similar systems post-Me Too to protect against both harassment and false accusations. Given the documented pattern of inadequate investigations, my clients have legitimate safety concerns under state employment law." Slide 5. Alternative option. If company declined, male employees would invoke hostile work environment clause per their employment contracts. Refuse projects requiring unsupervised interaction with female colleagues until protection measures in place. Marcus looked directly at me. "We're not trying to be difficult, Amanda. We're trying to survive working here." Richard and Patricia exchanged looks, the kind of silent communication that happens when executives realize they're facing legal liability. Patricia spoke first. "From a legal standpoint, given Jake's settlement, Kevin's pending lawsuit, and the documented pattern, documentation protects the company from future claims, both false accusations and legitimate ones." "Total cost?" Richard asked. "About $18,000 up front, $200 monthly," Marcus said. "That's 4% of what Jake's settlement cost you, and it protects everyone." Long, tense pause. I could see Richard calculating. Patricia had already decided. 30-day pilot program, Richard said. "We assess at the end. If it improves documentation and reduces liability, it becomes permanent." "Richard, you cannot be serious?" Patricia cut me off sharp. "Amanda, we'll discuss this privately. Gentlemen, thank you for the professional presentation." They left. I stayed. The door closed. I rounded on Richard. "If we do this, we're saying we don't trust women. We're validating their paranoid MRA bullshit." Patricia's voice was cold. "We're saying we need evidence, which frankly you should have required from day one on Jake's case." "Do you know his lawyer contacted the Wall Street Journal?" Richard said. "We're one story away from being the poster child for mishandled harassment claims." "So we capitulate to men who are scared of accountability?" Patricia leaned back. "Amanda, they brought a lawyer. A good lawyer. They have airtight legal grounds for hostile work environment claims. We either do this voluntarily, or they sue us for it, and we do it involuntarily while paying them damages. Which do you prefer? And if I refuse to implement this?" They exchanged another look. "Then you're creating the liability, Amanda," Patricia said quietly. "Not solving it." I was alone. Completely alone. I had to write the email. Every word felt like swallowing glass. Subject: Workplace Safety Enhancement, Pilot Program Body. Effective Monday, CloudSync is implementing a 30-day pilot program to enhance workplace safety and documentation. All employees will receive recording lanyards. 360-degree cameras will be installed in common areas. This ensures clear, objective records of all workplace interactions, protecting all parties and promoting accountability. IT will distribute devices Monday 9 a.m. Questions to hr@cloudsync.com. I hit send. Wanted to throw my laptop through the window. Monday morning, 6 a.m. I came in early. Marcus and his IT crew were already there, installing cameras, sleek white ceiling units, barely noticeable except for the blinking green lights. Conference rooms first, then open office areas, break rooms. Marcus directed the installation like a military operation. Make sure conference rooms have perfect coverage, no blind spots. I want every angle covered. 9 a.m. Lanyard distribution, small black device. Clips to existing ID badge. Red LED light. Simple on or off switch, but company policy required on during all work hours. I watched from my office as people collected them. Women's reactions, Jessica from marketing. This feels like fucking prison. Sarah, one of our developers. Do we have to wear these? Rachel from sales, quiet, nervous, exchanging looks with another woman. Men's reactions. Tom clipped his on immediately, tested it by saying, "Testing 1, 2, 3, then smiled. Chris, "Best Monday ever." Marcus, calm, professional, but I could see the relief in his shoulders, the way he breathed easier. They'd won, and I'd lost. The shift was immediate, 11 a.m., same day. Open office. I watched from my window as Sarah approached Marcus's desk. She'd done this dozens of times before. I'd seen it, but never thought about it. "Hey Marcus, can you—" She stopped mid-sentence, stared at his lanyard, red LED blinking, looked up at the ceiling camera's green light, changed what she was about to say. Can you point me to the documentation for the API integration? I want to learn it myself." Marcus, knowing exactly what she'd been about to ask. "Sure. It's in the shared drive, folder called API Docs. Let me know if you have questions after you read through it." Yeah. Thanks." She walked away, stiff-backed. Marcus glanced up at the camera. Didn't smile, but his eyes said everything. I watched this happen 3 more times that day. Women approaching men, starting to ask for something, noticing the recording equipment, changing their request. By end of day Monday, I knew this wasn't going to be a nightmare for the men. It was going to be a nightmare for me. 2 weeks. That's how long it took for everything to fall apart. Week 1, Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. Camera number 2, open office. Jessica approached Tom's desk. She dumped presentations on him at least 15 times in the past 6 months. I'd never questioned it. Thought it was collaboration. "Hey Tom, I'm slammed with the Henderson client pitch. Can you finish the presentation? Just need slides 8 to 15. Basic stuff." Tom looked at the camera, then at her, then at his blinking lanyard. "That's your assigned project for your performance review, right?" "Yeah, but I have like 3 other things, and this is due Friday." "I have 5 projects, plus my actual job responsibilities." Jessica's voice got sharp. "I'm just asking for help, Jesus. Why are you being so weird about it? I'm happy to help if you want to collaborate. You're asking me to complete your assigned work. Those are different things." "Oh my God, are you serious right now?" Tom stayed calm, professional, very serious. "If you need me to complete slides 8 to 15 of your project, please send an email to me and CC Amanda, explaining why you need your assigned deliverable completed by another employee. I'll prioritize accordingly based on management approval." Jessica realized the trap. If she sent that email, it would document her incompetence. You know what? Forget it." She stormed off. Tom, quietly, to his screen, knowing his lanyard was recording. Yeah, that's what I thought. An hour later, Jessica was in my office. "Tom won't collaborate anymore." "What did you ask him to do?" "Just finish a presentation. It's normal collaboration." "Jessica, Was it your assigned presentation? Well, yeah, but before the cameras he'd just do it. Now he's being an asshole about documenting everything. I realized it then. Before cameras, Tom was doing Jessica's job, and I'd never noticed. Or never cared. Week 1, Thursday, 4 p.m, conference room B, camera number 5. Sarah had a project deadline Friday. Her code wasn't working. She'd been having Marcus fix her code for 6 months. I'd seen them collaborate in conference rooms, thought it was mentoring. Marcus, my code's not compiling for the database connection. Can you look? Sure. Send me the repo link, and I'll review it. Can you just come look at my screen real quick? I'll need to document my contributions this time. Company policy now. I'll review your code, make notes on what needs fixing, and email you, and management the review with time spent. Why can't you just fix it like before? Why does everything need to be documented? Marcus gestured to the camera and his lanyard. Because before, I was doing your work and you were taking credit. If I'm contributing to your project, it should be reflected in performance reviews. Mine and yours. It's just collaboration. Then collaborate. Show me what you've tried, what errors you're getting, and I'll guide you through fixing it. But I'm not fixing it for you and watching you submit it as yours. Not anymore. Long pause. Sarah's face went through anger, panic, realization. I'll figure it out. The documentation is in the shared drive, same place it's been for 6 months, but I guess you never actually read it since I was just fixing everything for you. Good luck. She left near tears. Next day, Sarah missed her deadline. Had to ask for an extension. Management asked why. She couldn't say, Marcus won't do my work anymore. Another complaint to my office. Week 1, Friday, 12:15 p.m. Break room, camera number 8. Jessica and Rachel talking. Both forgot their lanyards were recording. God, Tom is being such a dick about everything now. Right? Chris too. They're acting like I'm asking them to donate a kidney when I just need help with a proposal. It's the fucking cameras. They know we can't complain to HR anymore without proof. Rachel laughed. I mean, yeah. Before I could just say I felt uncomfortable and Amanda would talk to them. Now everything's recorded. Exactly. Like, I don't want to do the boring presentation slides. That's what the guys are for. Pause. You know that's recording, right? They both looked down at their lanyards, red lights blinking. Fuck. Marcus walked in, had been in the hallway, heard it through camera number 9's audio, said nothing, got his coffee, left. An hour later, Jessica in my office again. I need to explain that. Wasn't what it sounded like. It's archived, Jessica, time-stamped, encrypted. I can't delete it even if I wanted to. She just confessed on tape that she weaponized HR complaints and used men for work she didn't want to do. Week 2, Monday, 4:45 p.m. My office, camera number 7. I'd been procrastinating on the Q4 compliance report, due Wednesday. Needed help. Usually I'd have Marcus do the technical parts while I handled the write-up. Marcus, I need help with the Q4 compliance documentation. Can you stay late tonight? It's urgent. Is this part of my job description? It's being a team player. It's a company initiative. So it's not my assigned work. Are you approving overtime pay? It's not overtime. It's... Marcus gestured to his lanyard, then the ceiling camera. Amanda, on record, are you asking me to work unpaid hours on a project outside my job description? I was trapped. This looked terrible. I'm asking for help on an important company project that benefits everyone. Then put the request in writing, include estimated hours, overtime approval, and send to me and Richard with explanation of why HR's compliance report requires network engineering assistance. I'll prioritize accordingly. Silence. Never mind. I'll handle it. He left. I sat alone in my office. Forgot about the camera. Fucking cameras. Fucking men. The camera blinked. Recorded it. Timestamp saved. I ended up working until 11 p.m. that night, doing my own report. Took twice as long because I'd been delegating the technical parts to men for months. Week 2, Wednesday, 2:45 p.m. Open office, camera number 2. Rachel to Chris, desperate. Chris, client needs revised proposal by 5 p.m. Total emergency. Chris didn't look up from his screen. When did you receive the request? This morning at like 9. He looked at the clock. 2:45 p.m. Then at her. So you had almost 6 hours and you're giving me 2. It's a big client. I had other meetings. So did I. I have my own deadlines. Are you refusing to help me? Chris, careful, calm. I'm clarifying the request. Please send me an email with timestamp of original client request, what you've completed so far, specific sections you need assistance with, and CC Amanda. I'll review and respond via email within 30 minutes. Rachel knew she had nothing. She hadn't started the proposal. You know what? I'll handle it myself. Sounds good. Let me know if you have specific questions after you've drafted it. She left, fuming. Chris, under his breath, lanyard recording. Maybe start your work before 3 p.m. and you won't have emergencies. Week 2, Thursday. All day. My office became complaint central. Women streaming in. All conversations recorded. Sarah crying. Marcus won't help me anymore. What happened? I asked him to review my code and he said he'd only guide me through fixing it myself. I don't have time to learn. I have deadlines. Sarah, whose code is it? Mine, but he always helped before. I don't understand why. I realized mid-conversation. He didn't help. He did it, and you submitted it as yours. That's collaboration. No, that's plagiarism. Rachel. Chris is being impossible. What did he say? He wanted me to email him what I needed help with, like I have time for that. Rachel. Did you start the proposal when you got the request this morning? I had meetings. Did you start it? Quiet. But no. Then it wasn't an emergency. It was your poor planning. 3 more women, same stories, variations on the theme. They'd been having men do their work. I'd been enabling it, calling male objections fragility, or refusing to be team players. The cameras didn't change the men's behavior. They revealed what the women had been doing all along. Week 2, Friday, 5 p.m. conference room with Richard and Patricia. They made me watch footage compilation, legal's requirement, review workplace dynamics. I didn't want to. They insisted. The footage showed Jessica dumping work on Tom. 8 instances in 2 weeks. Sarah asking Marcus to just quickly fix her code. 6 times. Rachel creating fake emergencies. 4 times. Women in break room gossiping. Thank God Amanda's in HR. She always takes our side. Me, on camera, rolling my eyes when Tom tried to explain workload concerns in week 1. Women laughing about making guys do the boring work. Me dismissing a male employee's complaint about double standards, telling him to examine why you feel threatened by women's safety. Richard looked horrified. How long has this been happening? I tried to defend it. It's just workplace dynamics. People help each other. Patricia cut me off. Amanda, that's not helping. That's systemic exploitation, and you enabled it. I didn't know. Because you didn't investigate, you didn't ask questions. You. Just assumed the women were right and the men were complaining. She played another clip. Women at lunch. Amanda's the best. She always shuts the guys down when they push back. I watched myself on screen in earlier footage. My face when male employees tried to raise concerns. The dismissiveness, the eye-rolling, the barely concealed contempt. Something cracked inside me. Oh God. Oh my God. I enabled all of this. Brief moment of clarity. Real self-awareness. Then defensiveness rushed back in. But this doesn't mean Jake's case was wrong, or that harassment isn't real. Patricia, sharp as a knife. No one's saying that, Amanda. We're saying you didn't do your job. You chose ideology over investigation. Silence. Richard stood. The pilot program is a success. Cameras are staying permanently. I went home that night. Didn't sleep. Stared at the ceiling. I'd lost control of my office, but I wasn't going down without a fight.